So welcome everybody to Women Who Inspire Network. I'm so glad that you could join us today. Just a little bit about what WIN is. Women Who Inspire Network is what it stands for. It's just relevant, real women who are, collaborating with each other to make a difference and to be supportive. Today's event is sponsored by Dr. Davia Coucher today, and I'm so grateful that she is supporting this special event where we're featuring 3 nonprofits here in Huntsville. So before we go on, I'm just going to give Davia just a moment to say something.
Hi, everybody. I'm excited to be here and happy to be a part of WIN. And I just really want to share for me why I love being a part of WIN. I've lived in Huntsville for about 4 years, and for most of it, I did not have a clue of how to connect with anyone here. It didn't feel like home. And I connected with Angela, and just by participating at one event, it changed my complete outlook, and it encouraged me and challenged me to start moving forward and challenging myself in discovering how to make Huntsville home. So it changed my entire perspective. And I just think that's an amazing opportunity, and it creates so much community and a sense of belonging and purpose and connection. So I highly recommend, if you have not joined the group, you should join the group.
Davia has written a book in part with some other women, and it's called I Am an Unstoppable Gem, and it is available on Amazon.
I am an unstoppablegem.com, and it just further is such a blessing to show the power of collaboration and community and how much wisdom you can gain by getting women together. It's just absolutely amazing.
Perfect for WIN.
Yes. It's a win-win.
It absolutely is. Before we go on, I want to make sure to recognize we have our WIN ambassadors with us. So if you're a WIN ambassador, I want you to wave, and we're going to get to you in just a minute.
Okay, so I'm Julie Noles. I am a life and mindset coach with State of Mind Coaching, and I help burned out professionals reconnect to a life and work they love so they can get their spark back. And I'm so excited to be a WIN ambassador. So I met Angela maybe a year ago.
Yeah.
And we've just kind of been connected ever since. So it's really good to just be a part of another women's organization and just see how we can build each other up. And so today I get the distinct honor of talking about our Powerful Woman Award. And so we have, WIN has the Powerful Woman Award. And so we've had nominations recently, and we were hoping to announce the winner and everything today, or I guess with this event. But as you know, everything kind of turned on its head, and so we are just going to pivot and flow with that. So we have had the nominations come in, and so we are still evaluating those. And so I'll tell you who those people are, and then kind of what we're looking at when we are voting on those. And then in July, we will have an evening event, and where we will make a big deal of the winner of this. We'll announce them, and they will be eligible for some great prizes and things like that. I know one is a video from HLA Consulting, but really what this award is really just to recognize female entrepreneurs as being a Huntsville influencer, and people that are doing things in our community and making a difference in our community. And so we have 5 extremely talented women, and so I'm gonna let you know who those are. So we have Angela Rittenbach with Riverstone Solutions Incorporated. We also have Rachel Rutledge with Off the Rack Boutique.
Hello.
And then Jessica Simpson with Modeling and Ministry LLC. Melody Tholstrup with
Melody's here.
Marketing, and she's here too. And then Victory Eckelberger with the I Am Her organization, and HER stands for Healed, Esteemed, and Restored. And so really what we've done is when these ladies have been nominated, we have just asked for, really a description of why they are considered a Huntsville influencer. And so, we have some really great information about them. And then, we've asked for examples of how they've made a difference and why they would be deserving of this recognition. So, like I said, we are in the middle of the voting process for this, with all of the nominations just coming in. We kind of extended the deadline and those sorts of things. So we are really looking forward to the July event, number one, because hopefully we can all be in the same place, actually in person, and then we can honor this Huntsville influencer.
Thank you for sharing all that information, because it is a wonderful opportunity to highlight a local influencer and somebody who's making a difference. And we live in such a wonderful community that's very giving. Our next one up is Dillion Edwards. She's one of our ambassadors, and I've worked with her quite a bit. She is a joy to work with, and she is going to actually do our first door prize.
Thank you, Angela. Hello, ladies. It's wonderful to be with you all this evening. I'm not feeling the best, so that's why I got my face not on the camera right now. But I have my little cup, and I am drawing for 2 names. The first door prize I am drawing for is Miss Rhonda Staub's book, which is called Beautifully Broken: My Journey to a Mended Heart. And that door prize is going to Miss Dana Stone. Well, I am the owner and operator of Sweet Relief Incorporated, and I provide small business owners with corporate event planning and meeting planning. So basically, I help plan and support them through the process of keeping them connected to their customers and clients through event experiences.
Wonderful. And she has been a real help to me when I've had some events in the past. So I definitely recommend Dillion. Any other ambassadors that we have on the line today? I'd like for you to briefly say who you are and what your business is.
Okay. I'm Essence Nesbitt of Designs by Essence, and we are a balloon company. Right now, kind of pivoting towards yard art, just to kind of spread joy instead of spreading germs.
Yes, I am Lillian Cook, and I am the Chief Operating Officer or Chief Finance Officer of Dillion's Dogs for Diabetes. We are a nonprofit that works with type 1 diabetics to help them purchase a service alert dog.
And she touched my heart when she shared her story about being the spokesperson for Dillion's Dogs for Diabetes.
I'm Glenda Jones, GJ Sweet LLC, and what I do is I am a personal chef. I also teach food safety and do food safety training for different restaurants or anybody dealing with food for the public. I also motivate and promote healthy living through food and what we eat, and I do a lot of sometimes meal planning, personal with people, especially dealing with people with allergies, gluten-free, and things like that.
So our mission, we're 57 North Hampton, that's the name of the organization, and we basically work to find really fun and innovative ways of teaching mental health and coping strategies. We're kind of transitioning from teaching it to children and teens to teaching it to just about anybody who will get involved, who will sit down and listen. Well, the mission exists because there's a long story and a short story. The short story, after college, when I joined the workforce, I started to notice that there was kind of a distinct lack of conversation surrounding mental health. And I was noticing that because a lot of my friends, family, coworkers, people that I worked with would talk about different traumas that they had, different really horrible experiences, people that had treated them unfairly, devastating losses they had, lived through, that kind of thing. And we were just kind of going through the same conversations over and over again, and not even just talking about trauma, but just talking about the same people, the same exact event over and over again. And I was realizing that it was because we are carrying the trauma with us and we don't have a place to put it down. And so, just in kind of talking, I realized that mental health and the conversation specifically around mental health is where we have a chance to put all of that baggage down. And so 57 North Hampton was created to kind of house that conversation. I'm not a therapist. I say that a lot. I have to kind of lead with that. I'm not a therapist, but I think that makes this message even that much more relatable and that much more powerful. You don't have to be a doctor to care about physical health, and you don't have to be a therapist in order to care about mental health and to give it the attention that it needs.
Right. I want to say it's been fantastic to hear about all the ladies that are here today and everything, all the wonderful things they do. I ended up, we have a business out in the Owens Crossroads area, manufacturing plant, my family does. And so when we moved out here, I learned about the area out in Owens Crossroads, the New Hope. I had no idea anything about the area. And I was focused completely on running the business. I was not focused on nonprofit, didn't have any desire to do nonprofit. It just hadn't entered my world. Well, I ended up working with the Care Center, and through that, that's how me and Angela know each other. Through working with the Care Center, I fell in love with the community and all the different aspects of it. And as I ended up working with a lot of the women in the community who were in drug addiction, I started seeing what was happening to their daughters. And to make a very long story short, I ended up starting She's All That Charities. And what I wanted to do is focus on those girls being able to complete college or a trade skill. And what we found by starting that charity is just not the funding of it, it's actually being there, getting them educated and getting them in their classes, because they don't have a network to fall back on. They don't know how to register for classes or how to navigate through all that. So that's what we do with the girls, so that we can help them complete their education.
Fabulous ministry for sure, making a difference.
Thank you.
Dillion's Dogs for Diabetes exists to help people that are diagnosed with type 1 diabetes purchase a service alert dog. And this nonprofit was started essentially back in 2014 by a kid who was 9 years old. Dillion is a type 1 diabetic, and his parents and he had been trying to find something that would help monitor his blood sugar, help them sleep through the night so they didn't have to wake up constantly to check on him. And they found out about service dogs. And so once they started working for Dillion to get a service dog, he decided, well, if I've got one, other kids should have one too. And the trainer that we were working with said, don't send me any more money until you form a 501c3. And so that's how Dillion's Dogs for Diabetes was born. Dillion was in 3rd grade, and so he said, DDD, D cubed. So we're also known as D cubed.
I'm so impressed with the fact that a child started this nonprofit, and what an honor it must be for you to be able to lead it forward. So let's talk about some wins. Share about the impact that your mission has had on the community.
Some of the wins it's been incredible, because we have 2 girls who are now, our charity's been going for 4 years. 2 girls about to graduate from college, so they're the first to graduate. So the win is their self-esteem, seeing their self-esteem, that they could accomplish it, and they worked hard for it. And these girls work during the summer, and a lot of them work during school too. So we help them, but they also have skin in the game. They help themselves, which has just been amazing to see their self-confidence. I mean, they really are confident girls, so they're going to give back. And the way they give back, that's what's been amazing. More than anything is the way they give back.
It's a transformation, isn't it?
Yes.
Awesome.
Wins. We've had a lot. One of our favorite things to do before all of this happened was called the Love Hunt, where we just kind of hosted this citywide, or last time we did it was countywide scavenger hunt, where it's a scavenger hunt with a mental health focus. But lately, especially now that we've been, since this quarantining has happened, I'm actually really kind of surprised and very excited that it seems as if we're making more impact now, because I think what's happening is there's a lot of mental health is being impacted right now because it's scary. No one knows what's happening. No one's ever been through this before. And so people are open, not to mention because we're now online, we're virtual, there's a lot of barriers have been dropped. So instead of, looking for a venue to have this, taking a head count, prepping and doing all of this, now all we have to do is put the event on Facebook and then we can impact that way. And I think one of the most beautiful things that has been reported back to us since this quarantining started, somebody told one of my board members that their grandmother actually passed due to complications from COVID-19. And he was saying that watching our live streams and being a part of that was the only time she felt normal, during that week that she was really going through it. And really excited to continue.
Okay, actually our nonprofit deals with people around the country. So we have placed several dogs around the US in several states, but in the community, we've helped a few families here in Alabama, a young lady, a teenager down in Gardendale, Alabama. We helped her 2 years ago purchase a service alert dog, a diabetic alert dog. Last year, we helped a family whose 4-year-old, well, she was 3 when she was diagnosed with type 1. By the time she received her puppy, she was 4. So we placed a dog with her last year. Dillion himself had to have a new puppy because his first dog, developed an aggressive form of cancer and had to be put to sleep. So Dillion has his second dog right now. Captain Theo is his name. We have 5 clients we're working with, 1 in Georgia, 1 in Florida, 1 in Arizona, a family in Michigan that has 3 type 1 diabetic children. And we just picked up a client in Pennsylvania.
Trust for nonprofits is one of the biggest issues that you face. How do you build trust with your constituents?
The best way I build trust is integrity. I start out by telling them the truth. Whenever someone contacts us, I think most of them believe that we are going to pay for the dog outright. And I let them know that's not the case. To start raising funds for themselves, and we come alongside them as the nonprofit to let people know that it's a legitimate requirement. They're not trying to scam anyone, but I let people know up front what they can expect from us, what we expect from them, and I think that's how we maintain integrity with our clients.
I think transparency, and they have to understand that there's no motive in it for ourselves. It has to be based on, and they know that over time when you spend time with the girls, they get to see and know that you don't have any motive for yourself. You do want what's best for them, and that's just the way that we've been able to work with our girls, through our nonprofit. You have to have integrity. If you don't have integrity, you don't have anybody's trust. That's absolutely correct.
I have to agree. It's absolutely integrity, being genuine, just by nature of us working in nonprofits, that means that we are not in it for our own gain. We're not in it to make our own money. It's about the cause. And so acting in ways that damage the cause will damage the trust that people have in you. It is so important to keep the mission first and to always act, keeping the cause at the forefront. And I think that's pretty much what they're saying is just being genuine in that approach to other people.
And I think that's how we should all run our businesses as well. Regardless of what kind of industry you're in, it should be the same across the board. But I just believe that nonprofits end up having more scrutiny because of the fact that they're in that, sort of business. Okay, so raising awareness is like running a marathon, not a sprint. What ways do you brand your nonprofit through campaigns in an effort to gain support?
Well, since we do all of the traditional things, Facebook ads, word of mouth, all of that kind of thing. But because our method is like fun and innovative ways of teaching mental health and coping strategies, I feel kind of lucky that we get to find fun and innovative ways also of advertising. So we've done things like sidewalk chalk drawing, really kind of random. There was one time we put our business cards and Easter eggs around Easter and just come around town and just really fun kind of weird ways, so that on top of people getting to know us, they are also getting to know our personality and kind of how we operate.
We use social media. We have a Facebook page. Dillion has a website. D-Cubed has a website. We participate in spirit nights around the city. Our clients participate in spirit nights. Both Dillion and I have done radio interviews, TV interviews. We ask our board of directors to publish things on their Facebook page.
One thing that we do is we have the girls, we have speaking engagements when we have the girls speak to tell their story and how our nonprofit has their viewpoint of how our nonprofit works in their lives. So we take the opportunity for speaking engagements, just various venues we spoke on, but we have a website, Instagram, Facebook. So that's pretty much what we do.
All nonprofits are businesses. What struggles have you encountered over the years?
Well, we've, I'm just going to have to say the Lord's provided, because He's provided everything that we've needed so far for the girls. And that's when we've asked, people have given. And we have some women who really believe in helping the under-resourced girls reach a goal in their life that they might have not otherwise made. But so we've been lucky so far. I don't know what the future will hold, but I pray a lot about it. And when we just ask, I mean, if you don't ask, you don't get. And when you're not asking for a selfish reason, people usually, in our experience, have given.
The problems we've run into mostly, I think, is getting the word out there. We are a fairly new nonprofit, and it was run for years by Dillion and his dad, basically. And so I finally wrestled the reins from him, but I'm new to this and I'm learning. So that's been our struggle, I think, is the knowledge and understanding and learning how to fundraise and how to network with the people who have the influence that we need, and getting the board of members that we need that has that maybe experience.
One of the biggest issues that I faced with my nonprofit, and I talked to you, Angela, about this personally, and you kind of helped me get this on track, was the board. I started this nonprofit, I was pretty young, very inexperienced with all things business. And so I created a board of people that I just looked up to and respected just on a personal level. And once we started operating, I realized that what I needed was people who could fund, people who could, have an actual vested interest in mental health and in what we're doing and that kind of thing. And so the biggest issue that I've had actually in the past was just forming a board and board involvement. So in the past, I think it's been 2 years now, or a year and a half or something like that, that we've had the current board that we have now. And just in finding people that are dedicated, that are excited, that are used to finding ways around when people say no, how are we going to make it happen anyway? That has been probably one of the hardest learned but most valuable lessons that I've learned in running a nonprofit so far.
How can we support your mission, whether it's volunteers, donations, fundraisers, raising awareness, or something other?
Well, you know, as all nonprofits, we are always accepting donations, you know, no matter how small or, you know, how large, you know, that's up to you. But we also awareness. We definitely would like to spread the word of, you know, what 57 North Hampton does, how to find us, and what we stand for. So that's probably next to donations and funding, that's the biggest thing, is just getting the word out.
I agree with my other two colleagues here. Donations is one of the things that I would love to get. We currently have a campaign going on. I should have brought one to show it to you, but I ordered a bunch of round to it's and said, get around to it in 2020, donate $20 a month to Dillion's Dogs for Diabetes, and it has our website on it, which is www.dcubed.org.
Fundraiser in July, bingo, so that's going to be up at the Ledges, and it should be a lot of fun. So just getting the word out about that, and prayer. If you keep us in your prayers, that would be much appreciated.
Definitely.
I don't have a question, but I did, Lillian, in response to what you were saying about how to lovingly threaten people. I posted it in the chat, but I wanted to make sure, because I've had that issue as well in the past. So what I do is just heap praises on people that are actually doing their job. And I mean, I make a big deal out of it. Like, I'll buy them things. I'll stop the meeting and be like, oh my gosh, this is what this person did. And everyone give them a round of applause, and it'll just be this really big deal. And so other people see that and they're like, okay, I need to get on my job.
Yeah, I saw that post and I copied it and pasted it. I said, I'm gonna get back to her later.
Make sure that you all go like their Facebook pages. I just want to let you all know that you're invited to join our private Facebook group. It's kind of locked down, so you can't find it, and we would love for you to be part of our private community.
I am an author as well, and this is a book that I wrote. It says God Speaks in the Kitchen. It's a part of, that's actually my website, www.godspeaksinthekitchen, and it's a inspirational cookbook. It actually has a lot of stories in it and situations. It's actually a part of my journey and some of the things that I tackled, even though I was fearful and afraid. I was afraid of heights. So I went ziplining at the night, middle of the night. And me being the ADHD queen that I am, wrote a book. So that was a part of my journey. And also just sharing how that's where I met God and how he speaks to me in the kitchen, and how food is, you know, healing. We either heal our bodies, or we hurt our bodies one bite at a time. And definitely that starts where? In the kitchen. What happens is in our minds, in our physical bodies, we can either put gas in our cars or diesel, but what's going to run the best? And that's what I do is try to motivate others in that. So I'm giving away my book.
What my business is, and the reason why I'm connected with Angela, is that I do independent historical interpretation programming. I do a living history component, an academic component, and a theatrical component to my presentations. So for instance, I've been focusing on women's suffrage, and I do speeches, I do excerpts from plays, and I also do an academic overview of the historical period and women that were important at the time. And I do that with several different subjects, and I wear the period appropriate clothing. And it's a way to, hi Gavia, I met you at the, yes. I have met a few of you before at the retreat in January, right before I left town and moved to the Shoals. But I will tell you that what I'm doing in the Shoals is also nonprofit. I'm working for the Tennessee Valley Arts Association. I am running the Ritz Performing School for the Arts, teaching acting and dance and administrating the school. It was founded to bring the performing arts to students who have no arts programs at their high schools. it's expanded from that, but that is part of my responsibility over here. So I'm still, all of my things are connecting. I am working on a YouTube piece for our organization on the history of the Ritz Theater. So I'm still doing history and I'm still doing the arts. And that's the beautiful thing about what God is doing in my life right now, is bringing, nothing has been wasted. Everything in history and everything in performance is now in one avenue. So.
I am a freelance business and technical writer, and my company is called Hyperwriter, and I am just glad to be invited to the meeting tonight. It's good to hear all about all your nonprofits.
Dana Stone, I am a sleep consultant. I'm the owner of Rest Assured Consulting, and I host Winning at the Mom Life podcast. And I am working on opening up my adult division in my sleep consulting practice.
Wow.
Live in the next couple of months, so look for that. If you have trouble sleeping, reach out. Maybe there's something we can do about that. And I actually specialize with children ages 4 months to 8 years old right now. So if you know anyone that has children that are not sleeping through the night in their own space, I can give them.
Hey everybody, I'm Melody Tholstrup. I'm the owner of My Size Marketing. This is going on 9 years, this past April 15th. It is, I help overwhelm small business owners to take their marketing to the next level. I also have a program called MAP, which is Marketing Accountability Partners, and it is a 90-day program for small groups of business owners that want a little bit more help and also want the accountability and support of being not only with me, but with each other. So, and I teach a lot of workshops. Also, I'm a volunteer business coach with the Catalyst for business entrepreneurship, and that's how I met Angela. And I would love to plug that they're having some free classes this week that I do happen to be teaching, but regardless, they have some really great programs. And so if you aren't familiar with the Catalyst, I'll put that website in there because it is an SBA-funded support system for all small business owners, new ones, old ones, aspiring ones. And once you take their Engage class, which some of you have, you are eligible for free business coaching with any of our volunteer business coaches. And I mean, we have some amazing, attorneys and CPAs and accountants and lawyers and just all kinds of things that business owners themselves, that if you're needing that kind of support, and nonprofit, we're a nonprofit, we support other nonprofits.
I have been in business as a freelance virtual assistant for about a year, and I actually have been evolving, and I have niched down to digital marketing, just helping with website design and social media management, Pinterest, things like that. But my most recent venture is I became a Chat Couture design consultant because it's my favorite DIY home decor company, women business owned. And I'm endeavoring and promising myself that I'm going to practice all these wonderful marketing skills that I've been developing to practice on myself as well, especially using Tailwind and Pinterest.
So I'm Michelle Bryant. I am with Folks on Fabulous. We do just that. We focus on what's good and beautiful and lovely. We connect, support, transform, and just celebrate everyday women, their successes, their strengths, their stories through various platforms. I have a digital and print publication, I have a podcast, and that's what I do. I'm your warm, fuzzy, horn tutor, whatever you want to call it, that's me.
Hi everyone, I'm Rachel Rutledge. I'm the owner of Off the Rack Consignment Boutique. We're located near Rosie's on South Parkway. We have everything from casual clothes to business wear to semi-formals and formals. We can pretty much dress you for less than anywhere else. Still very upscale, a lot of name brands, a lot of boutique labels, but at a fraction of the cost.
So Michelle, if you message me your address, I will stick this in the mail to you. This is Jeffrey's Brand LLC, which is a local personal chef. She's developed her own spice and sauce line. This flavor is called Barbecue Blend.
Nice, thank you.
Yes, I will get that to you.
All right.
one more drawing, and we have so Rhonda Staub is a local therapist, and she's giving away a 1-hour session. And so I have a gift for all of our special guests who came today, which is our nonprofits. So Lillian and Tara and Jana, if you would go to the homepage on my website, I have a whole list of services that I provide, and I would like you to pick one thing off of there and let me know what you decide. And I would love to gift that to you for being my special guest today.
Make sure to tune into our 57 Northampton live streams on Facebook. They are Wednesday through Friday at 6 p.m. We do cooking, we do working out, we do paint and sips, trivia, like all kinds of fun things just to make sure you guys are coping and having fun.
You guys are doing so much fun stuff, and I have enjoyed watching you do pretty much everything. It just makes life feel a little more normal.
Thank you.
Well, ladies, I think that's it for today's win. I'm so glad that you came and shared some time with us. It was a treat for me, I know for sure, to get to see some smiling faces. And so I just thank you for coming.